Hi, so mates, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So in our previous tutorial, we did the pattern drafting for this outfit that I'm putting on. In this tutorial, we're going to be sewing. So if this is what you're interested in, then let's get started right away. So here are the pieces that we'll be using that we drafted in our previous tutorial, like I said earlier. So we're going to start with the upper part first. So this is the front part, okay? So this is the front part. So I'm going to take off the pins, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and then iron the front part. That's the button allowance, 1 inch. Okay, we added 1 inch for the button allowance, and we're going to iron it in as you see me do it like this. And afterwards, we're going to stitch down the dart. Okay, so this is the dart that I've already marked. As you can see, I've marked it with my erasable pen. So this is, we're just going to stitch it down like this. I'm going to do that and come back and show you. So as you can see, I've stitched down the dart. So this is what it looks like. Like I said, we did not cut the material through. So I've also ironed the button allowance in. So this is what we're going to. So what we're going to do next is we're going to join the back part and the front part together like so. You're going to align them like this and then stitch down by 1/2 inch. Okay, so after that, we're going to stitch down this part as well. So the side that you want to be on top, you're going to place it on top and then stitch it down like this just to hold it in place. So I've done all that. As you can see, I've stitched it down and then I'll join the shoulders as well. Okay, I've joined the shoulders. So the next thing that we're going to do is to take the round measurement of the neck. Okay, because now we want to add our collar, our bishop's collar. So we're going to go ahead now and take the measurement. Now, for this, you want to do it at least 2 times, okay, so that it will be very accurate. So after I've done that, I'm going to use this hard stay of 1 inch, which is what I'm going to use. Okay, I already had it cut out. So next, you're going to divide what you got by 2, and you're going to place it on here like this. You're going to mark it and then rule the line across. Okay, so after you've done this, the next thing you're going to do is to get the midpoint. On this part, you're going to come in by 1/2 inch. Okay, divide this point by 1/2 inch. Remember, it's 1 inch, so divide by 1/2 inch. And on this side, you're going to either come inwards by 1 inch or by 1/2 inch, however you want the shape to look like. That is what you're going to go ahead and then mark out. So I'm just marking out the shape of how I want mine to look. And afterwards, you're going to go ahead and trim it out. So this is what I have. So just trim it out properly, okay, so that one side will not be bigger than one side. So after I've done that, the next thing is to place it on the fabric. Okay, so this is all the fabric that I have left. So I just had to make sure to manage it properly. So I just gave it a good press and I folded it and gave it a good press, making sure to leave 1/2 inch allowance in front, like the down part that will be joining to the top. So I've ironed it down like this. So I'm just going to cut off the excess. Note that I left 1/2 inch underneath. So after that, I'm going to stitch this top part like this very closely to the stay. Okay, I'm just going to stitch down like this and just run it twice and then you trim off the excess. So I've done that. As you can see, I've stitched it down. I made sure to stitch down at least twice, okay, so it will not be loosened. So this is what I have here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold it together like this to mark the midpoint. Okay, I'm going to mark the midpoint like this, and then afterwards you're going to turn it to the good side. Okay, you turn it to the good side as you see me doing, and then you give it a good press after you've turned it properly. So this is what I have after I've turned it and given it a good press. I've ironed it, and this is what I have. So the next thing we're going to do is to get the midpoint of the top as well, the midpoint, okay, and then you're going to give it a little notch. So after that, you're going to pick up this midpoint, okay. You pick up this midpoint, the side with the hard stay. Note that the part facing me is the wrong side, okay. So you pick up the part with the hard stay like so, and then you start pinning down. Please make sure to pin from, you can see the side that is facing me, so please make sure to pin from the middle point, okay. So that's how you know. So as you get the midpoint, then you get the tip as well, and then you pin it down. You get it from this tip to this other tip, you pin it down. I hope that you understand what I'm trying to explain, guys. So you pin it down and then you hold and then pin down as you see. So make sure that everywhere aligns properly so that you will not have any excess by the time you finish sewing your collar. So you pin this down as well, this side as well, and then you pick up the mid part, okay, the shoulder, you open up that shoulder joining and then you pin it down. Please note to open up the shoulder joining. So we're going to stitch down the first by 1/2 inch, okay. You're going to open it up and stitch it down by 1/2 inch. So as you can see, I've stitched down the this part. I've stitched it down. You can see from here I had to push the back side, the other side outward, and then join it together. So after that, you're going to close this up now. So you're going to push this inwards and then push the upper part. You're going to push in 1/2 inch as well. Okay. And you're going to push it inwards. Now, this side, we're going to be stitching from the outside, from the other side. Okay, you're not going to stitch from this inside. Okay, so as you can see here, you're going to pin. So after you push it inwards, you're going to make sure that a little comes down below that first line that you stitch, so that once you stitch from the outside, that's from the good side, it's going to catch it. Okay, so that it will not, like, it's going to catch it. I just hope that you understand. So you pin it all the way around. Make sure you push it inwards, and then it comes out a little bit, so that when you stitch from the outside, it will catch it on the inside. So you're going to stitch on the same line. Okay, on this same line that you stitch, that needle line, you're going to follow it and stitch it. So I'm just going to show you here the illustration. So as you can see, you take out the pin and then you turn the inside, and then you push it in, making sure that a little comes down, so that then as you stitch down, it will catch it. Okay, so you're going to be very patient with this part. As you go, you continue to adjust it, you push it inwards to make sure that by the time you stitch, it catches it. And as you're stitching, you're going to make sure that you don't come outside that line. Okay, so that the stitch will not show. So you make sure that you closely stitch it so that it will be on that same line. Okay, with the first one. You can see, as you can see, I'm very patient. You don't have to rush this part. If not, it's not going to be fine on the inside as well. So afterwards, this is what I have. As you can see, this is what we have, and this is the inside. Okay, I even rushed, so you can see that part, like, it didn't catch well, but every other part was okay. So after we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is to work on the ruffles. Okay, so what you're going to do is to measure what you have in front. Okay, you're going to take the measurement of what you have in front. When I did this, I had about 23 inches. So you're going to fold your ruffles to make sure it fits that 23 inches. Whatever you have, when you take the measurement, that's what you're going to fold your ruffles to. Okay, make your ruffles so that it will align here. So afterwards, you're going to place it like this, right sides facing each other, and then you pin down and you stitch it down. Okay, even if it's longer, even if your ruffle is longer as you go, you just continue to fold it and then stitch it down. Okay, so that is what you're going to do. So after you've pinned them down like this, you stitch down by 1/2 inch. Okay, so as you can, and then afterwards, you're going to stitch down the sides as well by 1 inch allowance. We added 1 inch allowance, and that's what you're going to stitch. So as you can see here, this is what we have. I've stitched down the sides as well, and this is what we have. This is the collar and everything. And the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and fix our sleeve. So you're going to get the midpoint, and then you pin it like this, right sides facing each other. Okay, and then you pin it down from that center point, and then you come to this other side, pin it down, and then you stitch down by 1/2 inch. Okay, you stitch down your sleeve by 1/2 inch. So as you can see here, I've fixed the sleeve as well, and I joined the sides by 1 inch. I folded the hem of the sleeve by 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch, that's twice. And this is what I have. After I've done that, as you can see, the ruffles. If you want to add ruffles or you don't want to add ruffles to your sleeve, that's completely fine. So this is what I have. You can see the neck sitting properly. This is what we have. So the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and fold this down part as well. Okay, by 1/2 inch and then by 1/2 inch again. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll turn it to the right side. This is what we have. Okay, so this is what we have for the top. We're almost done. So the next thing we're going to do is to mark the button spaces. That's where we're going to place the buttons, okay, so that we can create our button hole. Now for this, I just marked 1/2 inch at the top, and then for every other spacing, I marked 1.5 inch. Okay, for the spacing of the button is 1.5 inch. I'm going to be using a cover button for this. 30 inches cover button is what I'm going to do. So I don't have the cover button machine, so I'm going to take it to a weaver's shop to actually do that for me. Okay, if you have the cover button machine, you can go ahead and do it at home, or you can fix any button you like. So just continue to mark all your button points, all the parts that you're going to be fixing your buttonhole. So that's where you're going to mark, okay? And the length of the button is 1 inch. Okay, my button is 1 inch wide because that is where That is how big the button I want to use is. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and mark that. So after I've done with that, the next thing we're going to do is to fix the skirt. Okay, so I'm going to open up the front pattern like this and then the back pattern as well, and we're going to join the sides like so. You just place it and then join the sides as you see me doing by 1 inch. We added 1 inch allowance, and that's what we're going to join. So as you can see here, I've joined the sides. Okay, I've joined the sides by the 1 inch allowance, and this is what we have. So this is what I'm going to be using for the waistband. Now, at first we cut out, I used another color, but I just felt like this color is way better to use. So I've already gone ahead to like iron it. Okay, so what I have is 1.5 inch in width. Okay, 1.5 inches. Okay, so that is what we're going to use. So I've already ironed it like this, the center part, as you can see. So I'm going to place it. You're going to get your pin and pin it down and pin the band on the skirt before you start sewing. Okay, so as you can see here, I've stitched it down, and this is what we have. This is what the skirt is looking like. You can see I just love the color combination. Okay, so this is what we have here. So the next thing we're going to do is to fix our zipper. Now I couldn't get the zipper in this exact color, so I'm using this zipper to fix it. So I'm going to fix the zipper and then fold the hemline as well by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to come back and show you. So this is what I have here. After fixing the zipper, as you can see, this is what we have. This is the skirt and this is the front part of it. So this is it. So this is the back. So as you can see here, I folded the allowance inwards and I used my hemming gum to hold it down, and then I folded the hemline of the skirt by 1/2 inch and then by 1/2 inch. Okay, so this is what we have, as you can see here. So this is the finished look of this skirt. So this and the top as well. After I fixed the buttons, you can see the button holes and the buttons as well. Like I said, I took them to the weaver's shop and made them. So this is the finished look of the outfit on me. I hope that this was really helpful, and I hope that you'll be trying out this style. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye.